Alright, we're hanging out in the breeder loft. Just coming in to do the daily chores, checking everyone out. So I paired them up and then I let them freely be. So they might, just trying to avoid the chaos before the eggs. So I paired them up and they're all still hanging out with who I paired them with. So I'm happy to see that. We're just freshening up everything. Here's the grit. So every couple days, I like to just give them fresh. I think once there's dust on it, they don't like it. Or maybe I don't like it for them. Not sure. But I just keep giving it to them fresh every couple days. I know it's feeding time, so I'm gonna hit them with the feed. It's 15%. How's it going? Sorry, was away for a little bit, just giving them what they need. Do you play Sab? I don't know what Sab is, sorry about that. Oh, no, sorry, I don't. So I think a good way to keep your birds healthy, just thinking about it, is if you notice, if they eat, they go get water. So I figure if you can give them fresh water every time, they're only drinking nice, clean water. And so they go from their food to their water, if you notice. So if they have clean water, then the rest is pretty easy. So we've let the birds out of their boxes before they laid, but I have them paired up with who I want them to pair up with. If they switch, it's okay. How I have it set up in here is they'll still end up breeding a certain way that I want. So if they switch, it's okay. But right now it looks like they're all staying where I want. This little hen here is having a hard time going back to the box. I don't think she's a little young. I think she might have to wait. But other than that, it's going okay. We're waiting on eggs. How are you, Sonia Hernandez? So instead of the perches on the wall now, we got our eye box up here. That way we could check the breeder's eyes out. I had it in the garage and I would have to grab the bird, walk to the garage. I just didn't want to do that anymore now that I have a little outlet in here. I thought I'd plug it in here. Yeah, the birds are kind of tame. Some are friendlier than others. But not tame to where they'll just jump on my hand, if that's what you mean. I'm over in California. Oh, Napa's a pretty area. Where'd you move to? How come you're no longer there? Moved to Sacramento. It's not a bad area, I guess. I don't really know that much about it, but I got another buddy up in that area. Do you fly pigeons from that area or not anymore? Oh. Well, time to get back into them, sirs. Oh, chickens are a nightmare. I have had chickens, and they're exhausting. They are escape artists. They ruin your gardens. Yeah, pigeons isn't bad. Training can be a nightmare, but breeding is a lot, very relaxing, and just watching them. Training, though, you'll pull your hair out. So I prefer to send away to the races, or send away to a trainer, have them pull their hair out, and then I get them back for breeding. These are all racing pigeons, so all the same type of pigeon. Different strains, though, different bloodlines. Flying rats. They have flying rats, William? I didn't know that. That'd be cool to see some flying rats. There's so when you send to the series, they are a little different, but they fly from 100 miles to, we'll call it 400 miles for young birds. And then there are old bird races, and they'll push them out to 600. But you just start at 100, then 150, 200, and so on and so forth, so about 600 miles. That reminds me, unfortunately, I lost my last bird yesterday at a loft in Los Angeles, or Ventura, sorry. But it was I just call it a satellite loft where someone will test your birds for you in the club level. And they do 10 races, and I just lost my last one. The fog that we're having in California, I guess, really got them lost. So that's the end of the year for me. Now it's just focusing on breeding. Yeah, the fog is a trip. Everyone's saying it hasn't happened in quite some time. I think the 80s, I heard. It's for Bakersfield. So I'm just above Bakersfield, and they're just covered in fog. I live above them, so I'm very lucky and have just blue skies. But I hear that whole Central Valley is covered in fog. That's what my buddy was saying down in Bakersfield. All right, let's go over to the breeding stalls now. Yeah, see, we got blue skies here. Cody, how are you? Thank you for joining. Beautiful blue skies up here in the mountains. So we're moving over. This is my main area. And the birds in here have bred prize winners or and maybe related. I have one that is not any of those, but that she's in here for science. This one's got the best nest made. Clumsy one over here. It's a little harder to film in here. Thank you. I just finished these. Yeah, that's not a good angle. But it's for 2 birds each. So you can guarantee they don't jump partners. So you can, and it's less work. So it was a little work putting them together, but they have an equal amount of sunshine and air coming through. They're all designed the same. Perch in here, nest box on top, airflow underneath. So I'm hoping they like it. The birds like it, I'm hoping. So the ones that you see now are just breeders. They have flown. They flew. That's how they've earned these spots. But their youngs will go, yes, to specific races. But the ones you see won't ever fly again. They just get treated like kings and queens. So they get all the food and drink they want. And all they got to do is just make me babies, and they can live safely in here. And that's why I like to give them this big space. Once they're done in here, they'll go back over into the big aviary and hang out. Wonder how I could set it up in here to get good shots. It's not the best. Longest flight I've sent a bird to is 500 miles. And he did it on the day, so he flew that on the day. He came, and I was very excited for that. He didn't even look phased. He landed, walked right in, and just hung out. I think it was 13 hours it took him. Very little training that bird did. I think 500 miles on the day is impressive. A lot of the times you're not getting 13 hours. Yeah, sorry. Sometimes you don't get birds on the day at 250, 300 miles. So for a bird to do 500 miles in a day and not even look phased, I was impressed. And he's over in the loft. I think, unfortunately, he was a better racer or flyer than breeder. I haven't bred anything too special out of him. So he'll live here forever and hang out. And he raises babies for me. Some are his, some aren't. I'm gonna go set us down in the other loft, I think. This is not the best. But I have this corridor, hallway area, so they can't get out. And I can stand in this area and stay clean. And I'll only go in there maybe a couple times to check the nest. I'm gonna add some sand, and then I won't check until they lay eggs, and then I'll check a 3rd time to band them. But 4 individual pens, breeding stalls I'm calling them, or maybe stables, now that I'm thinking of breeding stables. I don't know yet. Let's move you back over to the other area. Stables is a cooler word. So here's the eye box installed on the wall. Again, so it'll open up from underneath, plug it in, it lights up, and I can check the pigeon eye through here and see any details and study. This is my guy here. Thank you. A lot of that was built with scrap lumber, and then I just had to go get some 2x2s that I did not have. But I try to build with as much scrap lumber, upcycled, recycled wood, they call it. So just from doing jobs over the years, I've collected wood. And so here are my show racers again. Excited. So everyone's calming down, so again, I'm gonna go through and put some sand in. Same down here. Very excited for these to lay this year. Hoping to just get a handful of them. Yeah, I try to always build as much as possible first, and then get what I need. And so the area we were just in, I've probably is 75% recycled. I think the roof and then the 2x2s are the only things I had to buy. And some plywood. Maybe we'll go down to 65% recycled. I don't know. I'm no math scholar. So on the other side, I have the wood shavings you can buy. Also in the stables, we'll call them today, I throw some pine needles in for them to pick up. And I just started adding eucalyptus cuttings. So I have a big eucalyptus tree, and I thought I'd add some branches. In here, it's just bare wood. It's a little of everything though. But the stables, those are like team A. In here, this is like my B team. And then in the third area is like leftovers, the C team. Oh man. The sun's coming in hot there. Hold on. How are you? Cardell. Thanks for stopping in, Jim Rat. All right, just went and got the sand that we'll be using in the nest bowls before I give them the pine needles. But it's just play sand. Last year I just used regular sand, but it was a little dusty, so I'm gonna see if, I think this is washed, so I wanna see if it's a little better. Yeah, we'll try to set it up right now. So all the pairs I have, not all of it, let me point, this pair, this pair, this pair, this pair, and one up in the corner you guys can't see, are all paired up using the brackets formula. It's a line breeding technique, and I will be having a longer form video on breaking down the pairings and that type of line breeding, so make sure to subscribe to the channel. I should be dropping that any day. So out of these pairings, there's 3 main birds in all these birds is what I'm trying to do. But it's essentially like uncle-niece pairing, uncle-niece pairing, uncle-niece pairing. So just opened the sand and I'm a little bothered. It's actually a little moist. I don't know if the bags were... They don't look open. So I don't know if that's humidity, but I'm not happy with that. So I want them to be a little drier. So I'm gonna let the bag sit. It's a nicer feel. Maybe that's why, maybe it being washed, they put it in here wet. So I'm gonna let it sit. And if it doesn't dry in a couple days, maybe I'll dump it out and air dry it like that. But just wanted to use the sand for the bottom of the nesting bowls. Breeding season has begun, 2026. These are all the new pairings. Hopefully we have eggs any day. Probably in about 5. I shouldn't just say any day. Hopefully in about 5 days. Not sure how many One Loft racers are watching, or maybe just check in later on once I upload the live, but I'll be sending some birds to the California Challenge again. He's got a deal going. I think it's like 10 birds for $400. Those are perch fees. So $40 a perch fee, which is a pretty good price. That's actually cheaper than he did last year. He kind of changed his races, so it's a different structure. It's really built for the working man. It's a little cheaper. So if you're not into, I don't want to say if you're not into prize money, but if prize money is not the most important thing and testing your birds is, find some cheaper races to send your birds to. At maybe even your new pairs that you don't want to spend a bunch of money on, send them to a race like this. So I'll be sending there. Of course, the best of the best goes to the AGN. And then I have a satellite loft in Ventura. And one other buddy maybe up north. So hopefully I can get all my birds tested. My 3rd round I didn't get to test this year. It bothers me. I don't want to create life and then not get to use it. So the best of the best hens that were bred in the last round, I actually kept a couple of the hens. So this hen here, actually these 3 hens. So they won't go to waste, but I'd really like them to perform if we're gonna be breeding them. Let me peek on. So there are two pairings I'm really excited for. This one's here. this hen is just such a pretty hen. She's got a pretty face. Feather quality, she just shines. And then the one down here, let's see if we can get down here. Here's a hen. She's got the tusks. At a certain angle, you can really, there you go. Little barbs right there on her beak. I like that look. She's got dark eyes as well. I like that. I imagine if they're flying in the sun and they got a darker eye, it might help. I don't know though. Just a theory. Here are these guys here. I've put them together before. I want to get another youngster out of them though. Cute little hen. She don't know what to do. She's so confused. She don't know where to go. If she don't figure it out in the next couple days, I'll just put her over here in the big area. She might be too young. What I like to see, so when I prepared them, I was, and then I just let them out, I was worried that they would split. But they're all sticking together. If you do see, there is a hen that is interested in another cock, but the cock I paired her to does not want anything to do with that, so he jumps up and pushes her down. That's her right there. So hopefully he comes, but he's bothered by that. I would be too, huh? Everyone's excited. It's the end of the day. I don't know if they just got, I don't know why they got all excited right now. Mama wants some loving up top there. We got some serious lovebirds going on in here. We might get a pairing right now. He's a proud man right there. See this cock, he always gets upset, even though that's not his girl. He runs the floor. How we doing, Polaris? What size is the nest boxes? Dimensions? I forgot. I can go get a tape measure and measure them up for you though, bro. He's got a messed up leg, so he's having a hard time mounting her in there. There you go, bud. Everyone just got really excited in here. So let me go grab a tape measure and get that measured for you. I think they're 2 feet across, so 24 inches that way, and I think 16 or 15 deep and 15 tall, but let me double check for you. We don't want to spread misinformation. So yeah, we got 24 inches wide, 16 inches deep. Yeah, 16 inches tall. Let me fix that. And if you can manage, somehow elevate floors, my man. So I like them. So even if when you lock them in, if you do, but they don't stand in their own poop. So I have these built. You could probably make some with wire. I see a lot of guys do wire. But I had a guy, again, I used scrap wood. I gave him a bunch of scrap wood, and he made me a bunch of these things. Over here, since I ran out, I use a wire one. But I like to really keep their nipples elevated. These are a bigger box. Let me measure these ones for you, man. So these boxes, 43 inches wide, 18 inches tall, and 17 and a half, so 18 inches deep as well, a little bigger. And I made these different from my show type racers just because I got to keep them locked in, because I do not want them crossbreeding. And so I do actually plan to make, I plan to make a bigger version of what this is over here. So how the fronts come off, that's kind of what I want to do for these big ones. Funny. This cock over here has a big issue with the other cock, but that little splash hen needs to be up in this box here. So it needs to move up. Also, showed the beginning of the live this. We mounted the eye box in here now, so I don't have to carry the birds outside the loft to check their eye out. Just in case one slips out of my hand, it's in here at least. And next to the little outlet right there. Check the overflow area. So we just added this. This was going to be thrown away, and I stored it. And the pigeons love it now. I'm noticing we got a trio pairing up behind the door. Wasn't that interesting? Isn't that special? So let's see who we have there. Let me try to grab that bird. That bird came home from the races. She got lost, I think, either in the streets or in someone else's loft. Came home, feather quality was bad, but I've pulled some of her flights and her tail feathers, and she's starting to look really pretty. She knows what I'm talking about. I'm not gonna be able to grab her. Still molting. So birds that are molting, you should not breed until they are done molting. So So I think she was on some system that, I think it's the darkening system that lets their molt go later. But if you see her neck, still molting, her head, but her body is just now starting to look good. Starting to look shiny. She was real dull. So she doesn't like me talking about her like that. So here is a son, line-bred son to Bullock. So I bred Bullock to a granddaughter of his, and that's what this one is. It's like one line of his, I'm gonna call it. I wish this bird's vents were closer together. I'll handle this bird. I don't handle this one very often. So this bird I won't breed till next year if I breed him. I just wish his vent was a little closer. They're a little far apart. It's not one of my best handling birds, but I just want to try him because of the DNA in him. His sister is way prettier, handles way better. It's a little splash hen over there. Way better. And I don't know if that hen's going to be able to breed yet. She's young. I'm just kind of pushing her, seeing if she could. So Bullock's got a way bigger wattle. So hopefully this guy grows a nice big wattle. His body's okay. Handles like his mom. Ladder head. With their vent bones, you don't want them kind of sticking out. You want them to be up, if anything, or even. Just stick out just a little. I just wish his vents were a little nicer. So hopefully, to a hen I pair him to, we could fix those faults. Again, over time, you don't want to just try to fix faults. You want to just put the most perfect birds you can together. But part of breeding is, yeah, correcting faults and working. I'm just working with what I have too. He got in a fight the other day with one of the other cocks in here. His eye's just getting better. It was all red. I do like his flights. The last three are pretty equal. Medium bird. It's got a nice short forearm. Does not want to be handled. see if I can't find the mom of this bird. There she is. All right, here's the mama of that bird. So where did he go? Did he jump out? Yeah. Small hen. She flew my course here locally in 2023. She is out of a prize winner. And then bred to my best breeding hen, who has bred prize winners. So I wish her head wasn't as flat. She handles very nice. Again, short forearm, about to there. Nice strong back though.